Hello everyone, welcome to VG's World. The story name is The Comedy of Errors. It's a William Shakespeare tale and it's retold by Sam Newman. Here are the contents of this story, and we are going to read Acts 2 today. Meanwhile, in a nice house in the city, a wife and her sister were waiting for a husband to arrive for lunch. "Where is Antipholus?" the lady Adriana demanded, tapping her foot impatiently. "Neither he nor Dormio have come back. They are so rude. Maybe he is having a business meeting?" Her sister Luciana suggested. "Let's just eat." At that moment, Dormio arrived back. "There you are," Adriana exclaimed. "Well, did you find him?" "I did," said Dormio. "But I'm afraid he's gone mad. I told him to come home and he pretended he knew nothing about lunch or about having a wife. He demanded that I give him money and he got angrier and angrier. When he threatened to beat me up, I ran away." Adriana sprang to her feet. "Go and get him or I'll beat you up myself." "What is wrong with the pair of you?" Romeo cried in alarm. "Fine, I'll try again, but it's not my fault." He ran back into the street. Adriana began to worry that Antipholus didn't love her anymore. She wondered if he was in love with someone else. Then she remembered that Antipholus had promised to give her a gold necklace as a gift. She reasoned to herself that he wouldn't have promised her that if he didn't love her. Meanwhile, Antipholus had gone to the Centaur Inn and was very confused. The innkeeper told him that Romeo had indeed gone to the inn and paid for the room. "Look, here's the purse he left," said the innkeeper. Romeo said he was going to look for you, but he should be back soon. Sure enough, Romeo soon strolled in whistling. "Oh, you seem happy again now," Antipholus said snidely. "I thought you didn't know this inn or about the purse I gave you. What happened to your mistress waiting for her lunch?" Romeo frowned. "What in the world are you talking about?" Antipholus grew even angrier. "Stop messing with me," he cried. "When I saw you in the street, you were babbling on about lunch and you said you didn't know anything about the money I gave you." Romeo stared at him. Then he started to chuckle. "You're joking with me, aren't you?" Antipholus stamped his foot. "No. Why must you be so annoying?" "Why must you be so unhinged?" Romeo retorted. "You told me to come back here with the money and wait." "I did, and then you come back annoyed with me about some imaginary conversation you think we had about lunch." Antipholus and Romeo glared at one another, each convinced that the other one was playing an elaborate and not even very funny trick. Just then, two ladies approached them, Adriana and Luciana. "Who's that?" Antipholus whispered. "Oh, sure," Adriana said sarcastically. "Act like you have no idea who I am. I'm your only your wife. After all, the love of your life." "Are you talking to me, lovely lady?" Antipholus asked. "I've just arrived in Ephesus. I have been here about 2 hours. I'm a complete stranger. How dare you talk to my sister like that?" Luciana exclaimed. "You know full well that you were meant to come home for lunch and you didn't come. We sent Romeo to get you." "Me?" Romeo asked, a shocked look on his face. "Yes, you." Adriana stamped her foot in frustration. "You came back and said he shouted that he wasn't my husband and threatened to hit you." Antipholus turned to Romeo. "Did you talk to this lady? I've never seen her before in my entire life." Romeo exclaimed. "This is a terrible trick," Adriana cried, throwing up her hands. "How can you do this to me, Antipholus?" Antipholus and Romeo turned away to whisper to one another. "She really does believe it," Antipholus whispered. "Look how upset she is. Perhaps they are witches." Romeo breathed fearfully. "After all, she knows our names." You might be right, so we mustn't anger them in case they harm us. Antipholus decided, let's go along with what they are saying until we figure out what is going on. The two men turned back and agreed to go with the ladies. When they reached the house, Adriana, Luciana, and Antipholus went in for lunch. Dromio stood guard at the door. Adriana instructed, don't let anyone in while we are eating.